Good morning. Today is the first day of the fall. The seasons change. But the politicians do not. And sometimes we feel that we finished one concept forever, buried it deep, never to be resurrected. And then we find the leader of the free world coming up with a very zany idea. Yesterday, just one day before the fall, President Barack Hussein Obama, the leader of the free world, gave his last address as President to United Nations General Assembly. And he did startle and amazed people with a hare-brained, zany idea. He called for one world government. Naturally, he presumes that when he is no longer the President of the United States, he would be an ideal president of the whole world. This was the dream of Mussolini, and this was the dream of Hitler, who wanted to have a world domination. Is Obama the reincarnation of Mussolini and Hitler is the point to be seen? Or is he giving expression to worldwide Ummah so that his rule and the rule of his progeny, maybe today he is asking for the one world government, and tomorrow he'll say this one world government would be ideal to have a monarchy, and let him be the first monarch with Her Majesty Michelle Obama as the royal consort. Who knows? But then I'm amazed that a person who is supposed to be intelligent has seen the bad effects of globalization. As a matter of fact, in his own speech, he referred to the failure of globalization. And if the economic globalization has failed, how does he expect a political union of the world to be successful? We had one union of 26 countries, European Union, and the result is a disaster. Today it exists in name. Already England has left it, and there are the signs that some other countries are planning to leave it. If 26 countries of the world having a common heritage, common culture could not exist together, how does he think that over 200 countries with different languages, different cultures, different histories, and animosities since times immemorial will live together? And look at the economic benefits which were assumed to come as a result of globalization. World Economic Forum says that 99% of the world population did not get any benefit, and benefit, if any, was given to 1% population of the capitalists. So if there is a one world government, it might be 1 in 10,000 people who will get some benefits. But who would accept to be subservient? Already we have seen Korea, Vietnam, which gave a bloody nose to US. We have seen the mess that they have created in Middle East by their presumption that they can enforce democracy over there. Are they not tired of the bloodshed? And now they want a world government. Would the economies of China or India tolerate the stupidity of even thought of such an action? Let the implementation be aside, even the thought is an anathema. If the world leaders kept quiet, it is not because they agreed, but they knew that it is the last gasp of a lame duck president who has no role to play and who is really a ceremonial head for the next few months. Not really, but the situation being what it is, Congress is opposed to him, so they kept quiet. You see, the spirit of nationalism is so strong that even the very thought of having one country or one person or one cultural group boss over others is something which is anathema, which is intolerable. Obama himself talked of the clash of cultures. The word he used was collision of cultures. The cultures clash. Does he want this one-word government to be a continuous field of internecine civil wars? Not at one place but at hundreds of places. Maybe that's the way he can perpetuate his and United States rule. Would any sane person agree to that? In his own speech, Obama admitted that the issue of the France is because of the clash of cultures. It is suffering. Once you have the word government, what prohibits a man from traveling from one place to another? Today they are refugees. Tomorrow they will be citizens. As refugees, they are dependent on your goodwill. As citizens, it will be their right to move anywhere they want. After all, when it's a one country, it's an inherent right to move anywhere in that country. Would the European economies and the North American economies like to be run over by the hordes from Africa and Asia? They might be more hardworking, and they are. But would the natives tolerate them? Because they are aware that when they are reduced to minority, they would become the hewers of wood and the drawers of water. Do I see the shades of Mussolini and Hitler? Or do I call him a neo-fascist when it comes up with this idea, which is neither here nor there? Is this idea been given and thrown out not for his own consumption, but to divert the attention? You know, as I said, globalization was one aspect of the word government, one word government. They wanted to have a free trading zone through the world. They wanted to have a global economy. They wanted to ensure, idea was good, that the have-nots should have the same facilities as the haves. But in reality, that never happened. As I told you, the World Economic Forum report. Only 1% gained and 99% did not. Now, when it's a one-word government, who would run the judiciary? What system would run the judiciary? Would it be an American law or would it be a Sharia law? Would 1.5 billion Muslims accept the local laws which might be antithetical to the laws ordained by Allah? Would the people living in Saudi Arabia inure to those laws be comfortable in the liberal laws of North America or Europe? Would the local cultures, the subcultures, not be inundated? We have already seen that many languages have simply evaporated. We have seen that many cultures are in the danger of being obliterated and finished forever. If it's a one-word government and the main policy would be either to maintain law and order or to generate economic well-being. Well-being is a very dicey word. What is well-being from one concept may not be well-being from the others. So is our law and order. You see, 200 odd countries coming together, surrendering their sovereignty, is not only unthinkable, is laughable. But for its comical and burlesque aspect, I would have thought Obama to be suffering from some hallucination. But no, everybody has a right to his own thoughts. If Obama has, the others have. And I would not grudge Obama the vision of grandeur and the vision of having a crown of the word kingdom for him. There have been people before him who dreamt of that. Alexander the Great was there. Julius Caesar was there. And in our times, of course, we have already talked of Hitler and Mussolini. But this neo-fascist approach is prejudicial to the interests of the world. Whatever peace has been left would be shattered to tatters. Already, we are not in a peaceful state of affairs. The wars, the instant, unstopping conflict is no longer confined to the conflict of cultures. Look at Middle East or look at South Asia. Look at Rwanda or look at Somalia. Look at what's going to happen in the South China Seas between Philippines and Vietnam on one side and China on the other. What's going to happen to Spratly Island issue between Japan and China. What's going to happen in India and China situation in Arunachal. Or what is happening in Kashmir due to interference by outsiders. Situation would never be the same. This word order is a nice dream. I don't deny it. But it is impractical. It is no right from the word go. It might be symptomatic of megalomania of some people like Hitler and Mussolini had and now possibly Obama had. But apart from megalomania, which is a neurological disorder, this concept is fraught with dangers that are inimical to the spirit of freedom, spirit of human freedom, which shall be destroyed by regimentation, because one world government cannot be based on any other concept except strict regimentation. Whether it's Hail Hitler or Hail Obama. And it is the same that there is another person after God, if God is there, who is your sole leader. Well, God is an entity which you don't see, which doesn't interact with you, but this entity would be every day interfering in your thoughts and your actions, how you teach your children, how you marry, how you live. And when this megalomania is coupled with political correctness or with deviousness, then the danger is extremely high. I pity why the other 100 odd heads of the governments and the heads of the state sitting there kept quiet. We have forgotten, or they have forgotten, that when you keep quiet and when you do not protest, you are accepting. And a person who accepts and keeps quiet is as guilty as the person who is proposing something which is, to say the least, idiotic and fraught with dangerous proportions for the humanity at large. I am simply amazed that would this daydreaming of being the supra-power ever come to an end, and would the people realize that each individual here on the earth has the same right as a guy sitting in White House or in Buckingham Palace or Savon Racecourse Road? I as an individual has the same right. I'm reminded of Demosthenes and Cicero. You see, when Alexander the Great met Demosthenes, he was standing in front of him and he said, well, tell me what you want. And the Demosthenes' answer was, get out of my way and let the sun shine on me. You are obstructing the sunlight. These leaders are obstructing the sunlight of freedom, sunlight of liberty, sunlight of creativity, because no creativity can ever be in a regimented form. And as I said earlier, one word government means regimentation of the worst order. I think if you have read the novel Atlas Shrugged, you would understand the fight of the human individuality and entity. And this is the human identity and entity which is sought to be sacrificed by Obama. When he propounds his theory, he is propounding regimentation. He is propounding stifling of creativity. He is propounding an absolute slavery for billions of people. How would you like to be a part of that government? How would you like to be a citizen living in a government where your very existence before your birth to your post-burial and cremation is dictated by others? And when would we get rid of such hare-brained schemes, such hare-brained ideas which bespeak of the inane and absolutely revolting concepts? Who knows that these concepts might one day find acceptance in a coterie of people who might join hands and say, okay, let's join hands, divide the world in 7 parts, or 9 parts, or 14 parts. So one is the chief, the others are deputies. And they alone live happily ever after. Think about it. And let Obama know, and let these people know, that fascism is not acceptable. That word totalitarian order is not acceptable. That we are human beings, not a herd of dumb driven cattle. Thank you.